Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure in welcoming you all to the annual day of BlueBells. I'm sure you're excited as much as we are to present this spectacular evening right in front of you. Can't wait for the story to unfold. Parents are our extended family. This beautiful journey would not have been possible without this partnership. So, here's extending our warm welcome to dear parents. Thank you for making this evening most special by coming and gracing the occasion. Can we have a big round of applause for yourself, dear parents? Come on. Louder, please. Thank you so much. That was spectacular. It is our honor and privilege to have amongst us Mr. Arogya Reddy, Principal of Ambassador School, Sharjah. He has 20 years of experience in education sector across India and Middle East. He has exceptional knowledge of senior and secondary school curriculum, parental engagement, and operational excellence. He has completed his MSc in Psychology from the University of Madras and MBA in Human Resource Management and Services from Osmania University. He has been an integral part of School Inspection Committee member for affiliation to CBSE. We welcome you, sir. Can we have a big round of applause for our chief guest, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for gracing the occasion and accepting our invitation. We now have our very beautiful Devanshi Rahul Deshpande giving a bouquet of flowers to our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy. Can we have a big round of applause for our beautiful Devanshi, dear parents? Gift is a unique way of showing our love and appreciation. So here's a handsome boy, Arav Kamath, giving a token of love to our chief guest. Can we hear it for Arav Kamath? Thank you, Arav. Thank you, sir. May I now request all of you to please rise for UAE National Anthem, followed by Indian National Anthem.
Be
I now request our gorgeous Hanan Almira to come to the stage to start the welcome speech.
Good evening, Chief Guest, special guest, and my dear parents. We would like to welcome you all to the 16th BlueBells Annual Day and Convocation. We worked very hard to make this show exciting and wonderful for you. May I request you to increase us and enjoy the thank you.
Wow, thank you, Hanan. Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that spectacular? Now, that is one request that we can never turn down. So please sit back and enjoy the lovely show. To the annual report of BlueBells, may I please request Mrs. Mary Rajan.
Good evening, our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, Principal Ambassador School Sharjah, invited guests, and my dear parents. Welcome to our 16th Annual Day and Convocation Ceremony. I am very happy to see all the excited faces here this evening. Today is a celebration, the crowning moment of an exciting year that will showcase the wonderful transformation of our butterflies first to take off into a big, beautiful world of schooling. BlueBells Nursery Al Khan started in April 2003 with 30 students on roll. And today, we stand to witness 100 children graduating from here. We received them as emotional and timid children, reluctant to leave the comfort of their sweet homes. And today, we are beaming with pride as we watch them leave BlueBells, confident and competent to take on the challenges of mainstream schools. This success story would not have been possible without our strong foundation and guiding force comprising of Dr. Sunny Kurian, Dr. Saju Manavalan, and Mr. Rajan Job as directors, and Mrs. Namrata Sanil as headmistress. An important milestone in the history of BlueBells is the inception of BlueBells Ajman in 2009 and our third branch, BlueBells Mansura, in 2016. After recognizing our excellence in the field of nursery education over the past 15 years, we have been awarded the prestigious ISO certification in 2018. This year, as I stand before you on the 16th Annual Day and Convocation of BlueBells Nursery, I firmly believe this recognition is the result of extraordinary teamwork between the management, teachers, ancillary staff, and our wonderful parents. The new academic year started with orientation on 2nd April 2018, which was attended by almost 150 parents. Our first outing was to the desert park, followed by subsequent visit to the aquarium, Arabian Wildlife Center, Science Museum, Dubai Dolphinarium, Mushrif Park, and so on. In the last week of May, we conducted a readathon campaign to encourage mindful reading habits in our children. World Environment Day was conducted on 5th June, stressing the importance of recycling. On 21st June, we diligently organized, and our kids turned up in white attire to commemorate International Yoga Day. In August, we collectively organized funds and relief material for the flood-affected victims of Kerala. Mother's Chill Out Day was a grand success thanks to our fun-filled and enthusiastic mothers. Every second month, we shared the progress of our kids through parent-teacher meetings. Apart from the routine school activities, it was a humbling experience when the staff and parents joined in on the spirit of giving by distributing 300 iftar packets at the labor camp in Sonapur with the support of Hit 96.7 FM. We wholeheartedly thank each one of you parents who contributed, especially who took the time out to join us in distributing the packets. at the camp. Our annual school admission meeting was conducted in the month of September, in which we provided in-depth information on leading schools in Sharjah and Dubai. We were happy to help arrange KG1 admissions for each and every one of our students in these schools. The much-awaited BlueBells Mini Olympics was conducted in 2 days, 17th and 24th November, respectively. It was a huge success, both in terms of organization and participation. As part of Children's Day celebrations, coloring competition was held. Flag Day and UAE National Day were celebrated in all grandeur. With over 30 years of practical experience in the educational field, we feel obliged to extend our knowledge to our millennial parents in bringing up their precious little ones. Parenthood and childhood, among all other things, have faced dramatic changes with the advent of technology. To help you cope up with the pressures of modern parenthood, every year we conduct seminars that aim to help bring up valuable and responsible citizens to the society. This year, we had an excellent seminar called Mind-Mindedness by Mrs. Sangeeta Chima, Principal, New Avron Private School, Sharjah. We also had a mock fire drill training for all our staff and students organized by the Civil Defense. In our attempt to help give back to the society, we organized our second charity fund fair in the month of December 2018. Amidst much fun and frolic, we were able to raise and donate dirhams 10,000 to the children's wing at Al-Qasimi Hospital, Sharjah. My sincere thanks to all the parents who made this event a huge success. Finally, I welcome you all to watch your little ones perform at their very best and receive their first ever graduation. At the closure of this academic year, I sincerely thank all our parents for their unending support and encouragement. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Music gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, and flight to the imagination. Let's begin this evening's celebration with a beautiful welcome song by our tiny tots. Your hearts will fill with love and swell with pride as our babies line up with a beautiful rendition. Here they are, the little ones of BlueBells Nursery, Al Khan. Mummies and daddies, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a huge round of applause. Keep cheering them, dear parents.
We gather here to tell you on this very special day we're all so very happy to wish and to you say. We gather here to tell you on this very special day we're all so very happy to wish and to you say. Welcome one and all of you to celebrate this wonderful day. We hope to entertain you, make you happy, come what may. Welcome one and all of you to celebrate this wonderful day. We hope to entertain you, make you happy, come what may. So join in the celebration. It's time to pay our due. That was carefully prepared and brought out just for you. Welcome one and all of you to celebrate this wonderful day. We hope to entertain you, make you happy, come what may.
What a wonderful welcome that was. They're here to make you happy. They're here to entertain you. Are you happy, parents? Let's hear a loud cheer. Are you happy? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, babies. That was such a beautiful welcome. This year, mums and dads, ladies and gentlemen, the BlueBells Nursery presents the evergreen fairy tale, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, in winter, when snowflakes were falling like feathers from heaven, a beautiful queen sat sewing at her window and wished if she had a child with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony wood. Not long afterwards, the gentle queen gave birth to a little daughter who was as white as snow, whose lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony wood. She was called Snow White. There was great jubilation across the country to celebrate the birth of the beautiful princess. You can see the joy on the king and queen's face. They seem mesmerized by their baby. Kings and queens came from far and wide to bless the couple and their baby. The Queen and Sultan of Arabia traveled all the way.
Assalamualaikum. Welcome, mashallah. Mabruk. Shukran, Habibi. What is her name? Her name is Snow White. What beautiful baby. This gift is for her. Thank you. Thank you for the visit.
There was great joy and cheer all around. Dancers came from every corner of the world to entertain and herald in the good news. Woohoo! That's wonderful! Parents, keep cheering!
We now move on to our convocation, round 1. May I request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to kindly give away the certificates to our first graduating class. Requesting Mrs. Mary Rajan to please accompany our chief guest onto the stage. We're starting with the convocation round 1. Dear parents, we would need your encouragement for our little ones. First, we have Hanan Almira. Coming up next from Mrs. Joy's class is Ruth Rebecca Ridjo. Tirtha Ridjo.
Our little ones have worked so hard for this day. I think they deserve better than this. Please, dear parents, ladies and gentlemen, bigger round of applause for them.
Rivan Patel.
Yes, that's like it.
Shridika Kulkarni. Austin James. Don't miss the smile, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause for dear Austin. Coming up next is Khadija Tariq Sheikh. Devanshi Deshpande. Arush Brahmabat. Kanishka Karen D'Souza. Let's hear it for Kanishka, dear parents. Kashvi Sahai. Fatima Uruj. Syed Zayan Sadiq. Ivana Cebu. Alia Anwar. Kavyalini D. Aisha Hussain. Dear parents, please put your hands together for our last graduating student from Mrs. Joy's class, Prajana Haribabu. Can I hear a bigger round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?
Days passed. Soon the queen became very ill, and in a short period of time, she passed away. The king was devastated, but he was forced to get married again, as he wanted a loving mother for Snow White who would take good care of her. The new queen and Snow White's stepmother was the most beautiful, yet the most arrogant woman in the world. She was very proud of her beauty. She had a magic mirror. Every day, she had but one question to ask the mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the first of all?
In all the land, my queen, you are the fairest one of all.
Wow!
And so the queen knew for certain that no one in the world was more beautiful than her. She danced with joy. Imagine being the most beautiful woman in the world. What would a woman want more? You can see the joy on the queen's face. Off she went, filled with pride and vanity. Little did she know that the young Snow White was growing up to be a beautiful girl. while the queen wallows in her glory. We have the second round of convocation.
May I request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to kindly give away the certificates to our second graduating class this evening. Requesting Mrs. Molly John, Principal BlueBells Nursery Ajman, to kindly accompany our chief guest onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to convocation round 2 from Mrs. Neha's class. First, we have our little graduate this evening, Abdur Rahman Ahmed.
Let's hear it for Abdur Rahman.
Coming up next is Iyad Hafiz Khatib. Come on, dear parents, let's hear it for him. Little Iyad is graduating this evening. Joanna Arun George.
Your cheer can definitely bring a smile on her face. Go, Joanna!
Coming next is Ihana Jain. Let's give it up. This is Joshua D'Souza. Ihana Jain.
That smile deserves a big cheer.
Rayan Mohammed. Sai Dikshit Prakash.
Such a cute smile deserves a bigger applause.
Sara Praveen. Shyam Srinivasan. Winona William. Shaurya Mishra. Muhammad Faizan. Neha Anu Chako. Inaya Fatma. And last on the list of convocation round 2 this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is Dhruv Sumesh Nair. Let's hear it for Dhruv. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Snow White grew up to be the most charming and beautiful girl in the land. To her bad luck, the queen became more and more jealous of her beauty. She forced Snow White to do all the domestic work in the palace. Poor Snow White was treated like a maid. She had no complaints. She cheerfully did all the chores that were asked of her. Such a hard-working Snow White. Not once did she complain. She made the most toughest of jobs seem so simple. The simple girl that she was, Snow White always put others before her and lent a helping hand whenever needed. Year after year, day after day, the vain queen would ask the mirror the same old question.
Mirror, mirror on wall, who is the first of all?
In all the land, my queen, Snow White is the fairest one of all.
Never, never. Who is that? Yes, Your Majesty. There's not the first time. Kill her. Okay, Your Majesty. Where are the dancers? Let's celebrate her death.
The evil stepmother does not lose any chance in rejoicing Snow White's death. The fire in her heart and envy in her soul reflects in the music and dance. The mood is eerie and evil. The joy of having Snow White out of her way is depicted here. That performance has set the mood for what is about to happen to Snow White. A big round of applause for our two wonderful teachers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our convocation round 3. May I please request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to kindly give away the certificates to our tiny tots, accompanied by Mrs. Caroline Job to do the honor. Coming up first on the list is Omar S. Nabi. Abiha Imran. Muhammad Mujtaba Khan. Let's hear it for Muhammad Mujtaba Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Next is Denul Thevin.
A big cheer for our Denul.
Shivtirth Nikhil. Mohammad Abdul Rahman. Tejas Nair. Kanishka Rao. Muhammad Afraz. Shabir Murtaza. Let's give it up for Shabir, ladies and gentlemen. Coming next is Arav Thomas.
Cute things come in tiny packages. Let's hear it for our Arav.
Last on the list of convocation round 3 is our little Annorah Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Annorah Jason. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
The huntsman took Snow White deep into the forest. He looked at the princess with a heavy heart. As he took out his sword to kill her, his arms trembled. He could not do it.
Princess, I cannot kill you. Run away, please.
Snow White was alone in the great dark forest. And she did not know what to do or where to go. The trees seemed to whisper to each other, scaring Snow White, who ran deeper and deeper into the forest. Oblivious about Snow White's fate, some jolly good tribals are having a great time in the forest. Stamping, thumping, striding, shaking.
The land where
Here they are.
civilization forgot. Welcome to the jungle.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to match their energy. Bring it on, louder.
Welcome to the jungle. 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 Welcome to the jungle.
A roaring round of applause for our tribal dancers.
To the jungle.
While our tribal dancers have gone to be one with nature, we move on to our fourth round of convocation.
May I request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to kindly give away the certificates to our tiny tots, requesting Mrs. Molly John to please accompany our chief guest onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting with our convocation round 4 for Mrs. Jasi's class. Coming up first is our little Aradhya Jayachandra Babu. Let's give it up for little Aradhya, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next is Abdul Moez Mansoor.
Those are tears of joy. Oh, he's not. Oh, he's too happy. Let's hear it for him.
Anaya Usman. Michelle Cheryl Thomas. Pragya Shri Ravi Shankar. Parents at the back, make some noise for Pragya. Come on. Pravasti Ramesh. Look at the gorgeous smile of Pravasti. Shares the success story. She's graduating this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next is Retanya Satish Babu. So much of confidence. Let's hear it for Retanya. Nircha Menon. She deserves a bigger round of applause. Let's hear it for Nircha. Make some noise, dear parents. Toshika Harshal Chaudhary. Wonderful, Toshika. Diya Mohan Raj. Wonderful, Diya. Dear parents, the amount of hard work these little children have put up today, your applause is not even 1%. It has to be louder. Disha Mohan Raj. Vedika Prasad. Let's hear it for Vedika Prasad. Siddhi Jha. Coming up next is Siddhi Jha. Shrey Mishra. Let's hear it for Shrey Mishra, dear parents. Punya Shri Raj. Lovely Punya. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the beginning of their first success story. Last on the list for convocation round 4, graduating this evening, is our dear Hansini Gururaj. Let's hear it for Hansini Gururaj. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
As Snow White wandered deep into the forest, she sees a handsome prince on horseback. A handsome prince wandering in the forest. She is shy and scared at the same time. Frightened, she runs away. Our prince has lost his way too in the forest and is trying to find his way back home. A little while later, Snow White sees a strange cottage, one with tiny doors and tiny windows. In the meanwhile, not so far away, 7 merry dwarfs were working at the
We dig, 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 in our mine the whole day through. To dig, 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 dig is what we like to do.
It ain't no trick to get rich quick.
If you dig, dig, dig with a shovel or a pick.
In a mine, in a mine, in a mine, in a mine, where 1,000,000 diamonds shine. We dig, 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 dig from early morn till night. We dig, 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 dig up everything inside. We dig up diamond by the score, 1,000 rubies, sometimes more, but we don't know what we dig them for. We dig, 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 dig.
Hi-ho! Hi-ho!
Satisfied after a hard day's work.
We dig, 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 dig in our mine the whole day through. To dig, 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 dig is what we like to do. It ain't no trick to get rich quick.
If you dig, dig, dig with a shovel or a pick.
In a mine, in a mine, in a mine, in a mine, where a million diamonds shine. We dig, 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 dig from early morn till night. We dig, 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 dig up everything inside.
Let's hear it louder.
Thousand rubies, sometimes more, but we don't know what we dig them for. We dig, 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 a dig, dig. Hi-ho! 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 It's home from work we go. Hi-ho! 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 It's home from work we go. Hi-ho! Hi-ho!
Such jolly good fellows. Can we have a big round of applause for our 7 dwarfs? What a cute performance. After a hard day's work, they're heading off to their little cottage in the woods. It's been very hard for them. They do need rest. While they head home, we move on to our 5th round of convocation.
We now move on to our 5th round of convocation this evening. May I please request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to kindly give away the certificates to our little shining stars. Requesting Mrs. Mary Rajan to accompany our chief guest onto the stage. We're starting with convocation round 5. This is Mrs. Anam's class. Coming up first, ladies and gentlemen, is Aisha Hussain. Isa Sheikh. Let's hear it for Isa Sheikh. Pavitra Dilip Kumar. Rayan Robin. Salman Abdul Munaim. Saida Hafsa Zia. Let's give it up for Saida Hafsa Zia. Naksh Kapoor. Navish Kapoor. Varsha Sridhar. Ishaq Muhammad. Siona Pulpagar. Neil Simon Sam. Aryaman Sahu. Last on the list for convocation round 5 this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for Shanvi Praveen Shetty. Let's make some noise for Shanvi.
While Snow White was blissfully asleep, the dwarfs returned home to see a stranger in one of the tiny beds. The dwarfs come home tired after a hard day's work. And guess who they see in their house? They stand around in amazement and watch her sleep. They had never seen anything or anyone so beautiful. They kept admiring her. Snow White wakes up startled to see the 7 little men.
Who are you? I'm Snow White. And who are you? We are on 7 drops. Can I stay here, please? Yes, as long as you want. Hey, what I say? We don't know who is she. That's her. She told she's Snow White. That's okay. Let her stay. Thank you. Yay!
They celebrated their newfound friendship. They were overjoyed to get a new friend. The little men welcomed Snow White with open arms into their lives. Finally, Snow White had friends and a home where she was loved by all. She was safe here, far away from danger. The fairies in the forest too were happy for Snow White. They rejoiced in her joy. Snow White was safe in the company of the 7 dwarfs. Life was once again beautiful for her. The fairies came in large numbers to bless her.
Yes, I am a fairy dancing girl. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Yes, I am a fairy dancing girl. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Yes, I am a fairy dancing girl. Ooh yeah, and I dance, 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 dance. Fairies spin around, shake it to the ground, shake it up high, high up in the sky. Shake it down low, pointy, pointy toes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right. Shake it in the front and shaking it behind. Shake it in a star, jump, star, jump, star. Aha! Shake it with a swing, hips to the side, pom poms to the left, pom poms to the right. Round in a circle, high in the sky. Then you dance. Oh, fairy dancing girl, come and dance with me. La dee da dee da, la dee 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 dee. Oh, fairy dancing girl, come and dance with me. It's fairy dancing time. 'Cause we love dancing, dancing. Oh, fairy dancing girl, come and dance with me. La dee da dee da, la dee 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 dee. Oh, fairy dancing girl, come and dance with me. It's fairy dancing time. 'Cause we love dancing, 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 dancing. With fairy dancing girl, fairy dancing girl. Fairies spin around, shake it to the ground, shake it up high, high up in the sky. Shake it down low, pointy, pointy toes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right. Shake it in the front and shaking it behind. Shaking in a star, jump, star, jump, star. Aha! Shake it with a swing, hips to the side, pom poms to the left, pom poms to the right. Round in a circle, high in the sky. Then dance. Yes, I am a fairy dancing girl. Yes, I am a fairy dancing girl. And I dance, 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 dance.
Give it up for our pretty fairies. That was such a cute performance, darlings. Snow White finally found a place she could call home. And the 7 dwarfs were the most precious friends she ever had. Her life was filled with happiness. But back in the palace, something unexpected happened. The queen was glowing with confidence that she was once again the most beautiful in the land. She strode to her mirror and asked the question she knew the answer to.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who was the first of all?
In all the land, my queen, Snow White is the fairest of all.
No,
the wicked queen found out that deep in the forest, in a cottage owned by the 7 dwarfs, lived Snow White, 1,000 times fairer than her. Slowly, the words of the mirror echoed in her ears, and with each passing second, the queen's blood boiled and her rage grew deeper. She had been unsuccessful in her previous attempts. She was not taking any more chances. Our pretty Snow White was unaware of the doom that was to descend her. The queen was scheming. It was now or never. This was her last chance to get rid of Snow White, and she was going to do it at any cost. The wicked stepmother, the evil woman, disguised herself as an old woman, ready with a basket of poisonous apples. She sets out and at last finds Snow White.
Who are you? I'm an old woman selling apples. Have one, please. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
The evil stepmother had finally succeeded in getting Snow White out of her way. Now she could claim to be the fairest in the land. She had eliminated the one she hated the most. The 7 dwarfs came home only to see their dear Snow White lying still. There was sadness all around. The animals, the birds, the trees, and every creature in the forest was overcome with sorrow at this tragic news. Time passed. Then one day, a handsome prince came riding by.
Oh, what a beautiful princess! What happened to her? We don't know. Friends, can I kiss her and she'll be alive? Please do it. Who are you? I am Prince William. Will you marry me? Yes, I will. Come on, friends. Let's celebrate.
They dedicated a dance in honor of the prince and Snow White. And here they are, our Spanish dancers. Let's welcome them with a big cheer, ladies and gentlemen.
Sonó la campana y el fin de semana se deja ver. Vestido de traje, lujuria salvaje bajo mi piel. Si Dios puso la manzana fue para morder. Ay Dios, pequemos abrazadito hasta el amanecer. boquita. Tus labios, mis dientes, bocado crujiente, rico pastel. Fuego en tus pupilas, tu cuerpo destila tequila y miel. Si Dios puso la manzana fue para morder. Ay Dios, pequemos abrazadito hasta el amanecer. Llegó la fiesta pa' tu boquita, toda la noche, todito el día. Vamos a bañarnos en la orillita, que la marea está picadita, ita, ita. Una mordidita, una mordidita, una mordidita de tu boquita. Una mordidita, una mordidita, una mordidita de tu boquita. Estoy vampiro bien de mente, en lo oscuro y sin la gente. Ven despacito y bruscamente, amarradito y en mi mente. Toda la noche, todito el día, vamos a bañarnos en la orillita, que la marea está picadita, ita, ita. Una mordidita, una mordidita, una mordidita de tu boquita. Una mordidita, una mordidita, una mordidita. Está picadita,
Let's give them a resounding applause. That was such an amazing performance. Once more, ladies and gentlemen. Louder, please. Wonderful. Thank you so much. As the Prince and Snow White prepare for their grand wedding, we move on to our final and sixth round of convocation.
May I request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to kindly give away the certificates to our little ones this evening. Requesting Mrs. Mary Rajan, Principal BlueBells Nursery Al Khan, to kindly accompany our chief guest onto the stage. We now move on to the final round of convocation this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I request you to make some noise throughout this convocation. Let the entire Sharjah know that we have our superstars graduating this evening from BlueBells. Come on! Coming up first for convocation round 6 for Mrs. Saini's class is Ranveer Indrajit Shinde. Let's hear it for Ranveer. Coming up next is our little Botusa Sanira. Look at the shine on his face, dear parents. Let's hear it for Botusa Sanira. Abdullah Mansoor Hussain. Let's give it up for Abdullah Mansoor Hussain. Arnab Saha. Look at the confidence, dear parents, standing onto the stage in front of the entire audience. Let's hear it for Arnab Saha, Krishant VS. Arav Kamath. Dear parents, let's keep the momentum a little higher. These are our superstars graduating this evening. Hitesh Sasi Kumar. Sharjah Gowda. Sashwat Srinivas. Let's hear it for Shaswat Srinivas. Mohammad Azim. Imad Hassan Basha. Muhammad Nabil. Vian Mittal. Come on, dear parents, the energy level is going low. Let's bring it up. Our last student this evening, ladies and gentlemen, graduating from Mrs. Saini's class, is Satyanarayanan Ilangovan. Let's hear it for him. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
It was the most beautiful day. Snow White had finally found her Prince Charming. The prince took his beautiful bride to the castle. There, they celebrated their royal wedding. And this was the place where they would live happily ever after. Look at our beautiful Snow White in her gown. She looks stunning. And our handsome prince.
Come away with me in the night. Come away with me and I will write you a song. Come away with me on a bus. Come away where they can't tempt us with their lies. And I want to walk with you on a cloudy day fields where the yellow grass grows knee high. So won't you try to come away with me and we'll kiss on a mountain top. Come away with me and I'll never stop loving you. While I'm safe there in your arms, so all I ask is for you to come away with me in the night. Come away with me.
All good things have to come to an end. Mummies and daddies, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go. We want you to know that you've made our day so special. It's time to bid farewell. Presenting their farewell song. This is just the beginning of their great journey ahead. They leave the portals of BlueBells with a promise to overcome all hurdles, to bring in peace into our world. They are definitely not afraid to face any obstacles that come their way. They have the courage to face the world head on. The BlueBells Nursery has trained them well, and here they are.
We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in
All those who know the song, sing along, please.
we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand, we'll walk hand in hand, we'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe wonder will come someday.
Yes, a perfect takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, louder round of applause for our babies. The curtains are drawn on yet another beautiful journey at the BlueBells nursery. The legacy of BlueBells will live on in our little ones who will be the torchbearers and carry forward the message with love, peace, and kindness. You can overcome all evil in this world. God bless you, dear children, for your glorious journey ahead. We love you. 8 years ago, when little Devika graduated from BlueBells, she was part of the same fairy tale, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And 8 years later, she's right here amidst us. We'd like to invite Devika's family to please share their experience at BlueBells with us. 2011 Snow White, 2019 Snow White. What are your thoughts? Let's hear it for Devika and her family.
Good evening, respected chief guest. Good evening, all the parents who have assembled here. Firstly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the teachers and everybody in the nursery here. Please take a bow for your efforts. It was wonderful. This is our firstborn, Devika. She was about 3 years old in 2010 when we were looking out for a play school for her to be admitted to before she goes to school. As a stroke of luck would have it, we walked into the premises of BlueBells at Al Khan, and we then met Mary Ma'am, who has also tutored my wife Divya in her school days. So it was very warm for us to get there. And later on, as ma'am was explaining, Devika got the great opportunity to be Snow White over here, and we were very proud parents, and we are still, because like they also said a little while ago, the first stepping stone was very, very effective. If you were to ask me about ask us about the Snow White of 2011 and 2019, of course, it's very promising to see how every year after year, the team over here bundles up all the cuteness and all the sweetness into a package and delivered it to all of us year after year. Congratulations for that. Great effort. Another thing, what my wife and I were discussing while we were getting about 5 minutes late to get here this evening because of the traffic, was that I told her that, I'm pretty sure we're going to be late because at dot 7, the program would start. And this is my experience in 2011 and 2019 as well. Dot 7, it started. And at the risk of jeopardizing the delay, it's about 9 and it's about to end. So this is something that we talk about studies, about graduations, post-graduation doing, but some of the important things like punctuality, giving it to, that's a very important stepping stone. Secondly, most of the people I see, the faces are very, very familiar. They're all there from 2011, which means this team also puts in a lot of effort to maintaining relationships. And I think I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of my family to to assure you all that I think you all made a right decision coming here. So without extending it further, I will take a few words. I'll ask my daughter Devika to speak a few words if she's okay with that.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Devika, and thank you BlueBells for inviting me here to watch the show. My first very graduation was done in BlueBells, and now I'm moving on to 7th. But I'm very blessed to have my first ever graduation and my first step from BlueBells. Thank you.
Well said, Devika, and we're so proud you're a BlueBellite. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your experience. That was wonderful. It makes us feel what the work that we are doing is appreciated. Thank you so much.
All right. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we would request our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy. Sir, please come forward to share your words of wisdom with us. Let's hear it for our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy.
Good evening, directors, and a good friend, Mr. Rajan, and also the other principals, Mrs. Molly from Ajman, and Miss Caroline Job from Mansura branch, of course, Alkhan, sorry, and Mary Rajan, and dear parents and teachers, and the two ladies who led the show. Congratulations to everyone on this great graduation day. Can we have a big round of applause to all the teachers, to the management, and to the students? It's a great honor to be associated with BlueBells. We have been very good friends. We share a very good relationship. We share our resources. And Mr. Rajan has been very supportive in all our endeavors at the school. He encourages us with a lot of PE and physical activities. And he's a man of spirit, body, and mind, I would call. And he strongly believes a sound mind in a sound body. So whenever he visits us, he only speaks about what do you do for the physical activities or how do you develop the sports? What else can we do? So that shows his commitment. And he strongly believes that the young age is the right time to develop their fine motor and gross motor skills. So I think that speaks loud for himself and for his commitment. So congratulate you, sir, on that. And I'm sure your team, led by you, is also having similar example, and they do lead. Let me also thank all the team, the teachers especially. You know, it's quite a difficult task to train the students of hardly three and a half, maybe maximum 4 years. And as mothers and fathers, we all know how difficult it is to spend at least a couple of hours with them. Do you agree? Yes. It's quite a difficult task. And especially when we come back after all the, whatever you call, I don't want to give a name, after all the headache or the stress or the hearing from the boss like me, okay, we come back home. But as we reach home, the smile on the face of the kids makes us relaxed. And then they come to the door, they just hug you, or they might hold your legs, or might creep onto you, and that gives us a lot of relief. But think of the teachers who do a lot of effort from morning, maybe around 4 to 5 hours we think, but that's a great deal. And I am sure we all need to salute all the teachers of BlueBells because they have done a marvelous job. They need a big round of applause. That's not enough, I think. Yes, well done, team. Because I was so mesmerized with their costume, the level of confidence that was shown by hardly 4 years old, and the level of commitment that was exhibited by the team standing across. And these gentlemen sitting here, and I'm sure the other admin staff or the nannies, everyone has put in a lot of effort for months together. I'm sure Rajan was telling me that it's around 2 months that they have started to work on it. And the culmination is today. And I think all of us definitely agree that it is one of the spectacular shows that we have ever seen. And I'm sure every parent is proud of their kids. So I do congratulate, and at the same time, as parents, we all also have a greater responsibility in sustaining whatever the school has planted in them. The school raised them with a lot of confidence. And it's our effort, our desire to sustain it and to enhance it. So, as I was just thinking about it, then I realized that BlueBells does it better than anyone else because they have been awarded, I think, in 2011, an excellence award by the Ministry of Social Affairs and Nurseries. That speaks louder for them again. Another feather in the crown is their own ISO certification. And my greatest congratulations and thanks to Namrata ma'am, who leads, because I'm sure she has put in a lot of effort into all of these activities. So let's give her also a big round of applause. But before I wind up, I just wanted to speak a few words to the parents. There might be some of the parents who belong to my school already, or there might be some who already have enrolled. We might meet them in April again. But again, I just wanted to say a few words. Sometimes we think as the children grow up, like for example, Devika is 11 years old, and as she goes into the adolescence, they become very secretive. They don't share things with us. Not Devika, okay? I'm just citing your example, okay? Sorry for taking your name. But as they come into adolescence, all of us maybe, we all played the roles, we know it. So we become secretive, or the kids become secretive. And always, father, mother always think, why? What is wrong with this? This boy or the girl doesn't share anything. She's very silent. She comes home. And then what is happening? We don't know. But I think because as a parent, we have blown up things beyond. Whatever simple mistake that they have committed, maybe we have blown it out of proportion. So that is when they want to hide. That is when they become secretive. So as parents, we need to introspect whether we do any such things. And sometimes the next thing we also find out is some students or some children would be lying. Why do you think so? They don't want to tell you the truth. Maybe it's coming back from a tuition to home sometimes, and they reach late 10, 15 minutes. The mother or the father is overexcited and they ask, where were you? You think you get always the right answer? Or did we answer when we were young? Yes. It's because I think as parents sometimes we overreact to their mistakes. So if they admit a mistake, maybe we get angry, we get irritated, and we become overreactive. And that's when they don't want to reveal the truth. So as parents, we need to be very, very attentive to the needs of kids. Sometimes some children are very, very timid. Maybe some of the graduations that we observed here even today, the graduating students, some couldn't raise their head up. Or maybe as they grow up in age also, they look somewhat timid or covered or lacking self-confidence. And why do we think that is the reason? Because as parents, sometimes we help them too quickly. We don't allow them to explore. So we jump in. Maybe it's a mathematical problem, the multiplication of 2 digits. He struggles, immediately father or mother solve it. Dekh le beta, bas. Okay. So we are too quick to help them. And that doesn't build their confidence. So I think as parents, we need to be very, very supportive. At the same time, the other day in the school, we were thinking about parenting aspect. There are some who are very protective, overprotective. Maybe some of us could be compared as chicken. Now, you know chicken. Most of us have seen when it is hatching, for example, or after it hatches. The moment a crow or an eagle comes across, immediately it grabs all the chicks and covers under the feathers. So that is overprotective. The other side of parenting is helicopter parenting. Always give them wings, let them fly anything. You don't have any control over them. So I think both extremes are always very dangerous for us. And especially when we live in this part of the world, father and mother are too busy with their work. We do understand we all struggle for our own parents. But at the same time, the quality time is more important. I'm sure you might have already read or heard the WhatsApp viral stories that come on. Maybe with that I will close. There was a story. A boy comes home and then he was going to bed. The father comes and tries to make him sleep, but the boy does not sleep. And finally the boy asks, Papa, can you give me 50 dirham? So the papa says, why do you want? You don't need to carry any money. Don't take it. No, I will not give you. So finally the boy cries and he sleeps. But the father, once the boy sleeps, he started thinking, why did my son ask for 50 dirham? And what is wrong if I give him or lend him 50 dirhams? So at night, he gets up and then he keeps 50 dirham in his pockets, in the sense the son's pocket. So in the morning, the father gets up, he goes for his work. The son, as usual, goes to his school. In the evening, he comes back. And the father also comes back. And then the father asks him, where is the money that I have given you? What have you used it for? So the son comes and gives it to him. Papa, I have 50 dirham. You gave me another 50 dirham. Altogether, I have 100 dirhams. Can you give me 1 hour of your time for these 100 dirhams? So all the children need our time. And if we could give that quality time, things will differ. Our children will become more productive. And our children will love the relationship. Otherwise, we end up in a materialistic world. We may have all assets and wealth in the world, but our own wealth, which lasts longer than any other wealth, will not be with us. So I think that's a message I just wanted to convey to everyone here, that yes, our children are more important than anyone else or anything else in the world. And our greatest investment is always on our children. So thank you so much for choosing BlueBells. That's the first investment on your children I would consider. And please do go ahead. Try to find out the schools that would support your child's interest and your interest. Let us not be driven by the crowd, but let us be driven by the quality. And if I know that my child needs X, Y, Z, please check with the school whether that X, Y, Z is provided by the school that you choose. And that would give them a brighter future. So once again, let me congratulate and thank BlueBells team and all the teachers and all the parents and the graduating class of 2019. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we would request you to be on the stage. I would request Mary ma'am to please come forward. We would like our chief guest to felicitate our teachers who have worked hard behind the scenes to put up the spectacular show this evening. May I request our teachers to please come to the stage. Also requesting Molly ma'am to please come forward, along with Caroline ma'am. Mrs. Namrata, who is our headmistress, who has worked really very hard and so popular. Let's hear it for Mrs. Namrata, Miss Gigi, Miss Sunita, Miss Ajita, Miss Richa, Miss Anam, Miss Saini, Miss Neha, Miss Joyce, Miss Jhansi, Miss Renita, Miss Hena, Miss Priya, and Miss Tejal. We have a powerful team right here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it up for our teachers. More power to you, BlueBells team. Let's hear it for BlueBells team right here in front of you this evening. Responsible for the graduation of our shining stars this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for our ancillary staff, dear parents. Miss Bhavna, Miss Sadhana, Miss Srilata, Miss Geeta, Miss Kumudu, Miss Vanessa, Miss Leen, and Miss Rubija. Now this team right in front of you is responsible for the minute details of your little ones. They know every minute details of your little ones who are part of BlueBells, right from their food habits to their sleeping patterns. Let's give it up for our ancillary staff. They are certainly our Power Rangers behind the curtain. One more time this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to each one of you for the hard work that you put up every day, every second during your working hours. Thank you. Your children are on time, they are picked up on time, and they are taken to their preschool on time. These are our drivers who lead them right on time for their school. Let's give it up for our drivers, Mr. Jarshad, Azruddin, Manu, Mr. Tavas, Mr. Bakhtiar from Ajman BlueBells Nursery, and Mr. Anand, again from Ajman BlueBells Nursery. Seamlessly coordinating with the management and parents to ensure their safety and security on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for our shining stars. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Please be seated. Requesting Ms. Caroline Job to give the vote of thanks.
Good evening to our chief guest, Mr. Arogya Reddy, to all our invited guests and all our parents, current and previous, because there are quite a few who have come in today to watch our program. Thank you so much for making this day a grand success. We love seeing all these faces over here. We're especially thankful for the support that you give us every day, for the confidence you took to put your child here at BlueBells, to help us mold and show these beautiful aspects of their personality here on stage. Thank you for supporting us through all the programs that we conduct over here and actively coming up and helping us through all our events. And I'd also like to say thanks to our teachers. I think Mr. Reddy has done a beautiful job of that, and I don't think I could do any better than that. But a big round of applause for our teachers and our support staff who work tirelessly, and it's been unbelievable amount of work, amount of stress and tension and everything to make sure everything went perfectly, as of course you would have seen tonight. But thank you so much for all that effort. Thank you to all the staff who've helped us run this smoothly. Thank you to Miss Priya and Miss Preeti, who's come and done a wonderful job of the narrations. A big round of applause to you. To Mr. Anish, who helped with our presentation. To all our videographers, the sound, lights and sound, to our photographers. They've done a wonderful job, so you should have the pictures and the videographs ready as well, so you'll have a beautiful memory to keep. Thank you to Sharjah Police, who's helped us today with the transport outside. And they'll be helping you as you move out as well, so kindly cooperate with them. And we have also to thank Mr. Sunil and family who came here today. And I believe it would have been Divya who wanted to see this more than everything, because Devika has been a part of our Snow White, in 2011. And we're so happy that you made it here today. So thank you so much to the family. And Divya is a classmate of mine as well. So it gives me a lot of joy to see her today after a long, very long years, I guess. So I'll wrap up now. So thank you so much, everybody, for having made this a beautiful night tonight. We wish, as part of the BlueBells family, we wish all those students graduating today a wonderful future. And please do come again. You're always welcome to come in and see how we go on and support us by, your presence, most of all. So thank you once again, and good night.